I asked my sister when her wedding was, only to hear, "It happened last week, we invited just a few people." My mom said I wasn't needed. Everyone forgot I paid for it. I smiled calmly. The next morning, I took action. Can you imagine spending thousands of dollars, meticulously covering every cost for your sister's dream wedding, only to discover, just a week after it happened, that you weren't even invited? That day, something in me snapped. It wasn't an explosion of anger, but a quiet, chilling realization that the people I loved most had been using me, and it was finally time for it to stop. My name is Noah, I'm 33, and for most of my life, I've been the background guy. You know the type, the one who shows up early, stacks chairs without being asked, remembers where the extension cords live. I work operations for a warehouse, spreadsheets, delivery routes, the eternal mystery of Pallet 48, why Scanner 7 only dies after lunch. It's a job about fixing things, about making sure things work. I live alone in a one-bedroom apartment with walls so thin you can hear your neighbor breathe, and a balcony that fits exactly one chair and a perpetually confused basil plant. My whiteboard by the door isn't for dreams, it's for bills due, shift swaps, grandma on Tuesdays. When things go wrong, people call me. Not because I'm the fun one, but because I pick up. In our family story, my sister, Nina, is the glow. My mom says she lights up a room. My dad says she's got that spark. Nina herself? She says I'm the creative, and somehow, that line turns her late rant into a plot point. She's 4 years younger, impossibly beautiful in every photo, and incredibly good at that phrase, "I just need help for a week." Growing up, it was always like this. I'd give up the good armchair for her piano practice, because, the acoustics are better in the corner. In high school, I was taking the bus so she could have the car for rehearsals. After college, I'd float her small amounts that inevitably became medium amounts once or twice. It never felt dramatic, though. Honestly? It just felt like being a brother. My role. I'm a creature of routine. Saturday is laundry, Sunday is pasta. Tuesday, a call to grandma, where she asks the same 3 questions in different orders. Are you eating? Are you saving? Are you sleeping? My answers, yes. Yes. And working on it. I like small, fixed things. My chipped blue mug. My same route through the produce aisle. My sneakers lined up perfectly by the door. I don't need a lot, really. Just for people to say what they mean. So, when Nina got engaged to Mark, I hugged her for real. They had that we can finish each other's sentences energy, the kind that looks great on Save the Dates. Mom, bless her heart, bought a binder with tabs. Dad promised, we'll all pitch in. That binder lived on their kitchen counter like a second beating heart. And me? I'm good at pitching in. So, I said, tell me what you need. It wasn't a trap. It was just a reflex. Months rolled on. There was a group chat, N&M Wedding Brain. I wasn't in it. My mom's explanation? Too many cooks. Instead, she'd forward me screenshots, like I was allowed in the lobby but never the main room. Color palettes, cake flavor debates, lemon elderflower, naturally. We're thinking September, maybe October if the leaves behave. I kept my PTO flexible, waiting for the word. Then, the asks started. The venue needed a hold? I put down the deposit, because we couldn't lose the date. The photographer needed a retainer? I paid to lock in that style Nina loves. The florist needed a design fee? Covered. They only takes L, and your dad can't figure it out, sweetie. I don't like attention. I like confirmations. I thought this was me being helpful, being the reliable one. Then, one Tuesday night in late fall, after a day counting boxes that never matched the manifest, I texted Nina. Hey, do we have the wedding date nailed down? Need to plan PTO. Her dots popped up right away. Rare. Her reply, oh, it happened last week. I stared at my phone. The words felt like magnets flipping the wrong way in my chest. Me? What? I typed. Her next message, we kept it super small. I only invited a few people who mattered. The fridge hummed louder in my silent apartment. I called Mom. She answered like she'd been waiting for the call. Noah, sweetie, the wedding was for just a few of us. The family decided that your presence wasn't needed. Asterisk, the family decided. My presence not needed, asterisk, I watched my basil plant lean towards nothing, and felt something tilt deep inside me. Okay, I said. My voice was eerily calm. That's my sensible boy, Mom said, relieved. It was intimate. No fuss. You're not a crowd person. Everyone forgot I paid for the wedding. I didn't demand photos. I didn't ask about the cake. I ended the call, washed a mug that didn't need washing, and looked at my face in the dark window. My mouth made a shape that looked like a smile, but felt like a door closing. I calmly smiled, and went away. The next morning, I woke up before my alarm, made coffee I didn't taste, and wrote a list in block letters because lists are how I keep from spinning. Go to work. Don't argue. Check contracts before the money. See, here's how we got here. In small scenes, adding up like grains of sand. When we were little, Nina got the front seat because she gets carsick. I got, you're such a helper. At 11, she ran through the back door, clipped the kitchen cabinet with her backpack, cracking the hinge. Mom kissed her head and handed me the screwdriver. You're better with this, she said. At 16, Nina clipped the driveway curb and blew a tire. I took the blame because you're better with Dad when he's mad. At 19, she needed a temporary place, used my old room, turned my desk into a vanity, because I need good light. Money was a stream, always flowing my way, then hers. Senior year, my laptop died. I pulled diner tips for months and bought a refurbished one. When her phone cracked, Mom put a replacement on my card because, you'll get the points. When she moved into her first apartment, I co-signed the lease. When she moved out, I paid $412 in repairs because the deposit didn't cover it and, the manager is a jerk. Parking tickets? Can you handle it? They won't boot my car if it gets paid today. $40 here, $95 there. It's just until Friday. A Friday that slid to Monday, then I'll make it up to you. Promise. I told myself it wasn't a big deal. I told myself I was buying quiet. Then came engagement season. Mom, a project manager when a party's on the line, printed spreadsheets with color codes. She drafted people like a coach. We all do what we can. Somehow, what we can always hung on my line. 2 months in, I'd covered the venue hold for $1,500. The photographer retainer, $1,000. The florist design fee, $600. The city park permit for photos, $120. My mom called each one temporary. Dad said, we'll square it later. Later is a word with infinite stretch in our house. If I had been in the room, maybe I would have kept nodding. But they cut me out like a smudge on a picture. After I said okay to Mom, I opened my email. I scrolled to those contracts and read them like a person finally looking at the thing he's been bumping into. Asterisk venue deposit, non-refundable. Remaining. Balance due 7 days pre-event. Contract holder, me. Secondary contact, Mom **** photographer, retainer non-refundable. Balance due on gallery delivery. Billing contact, me ** florist, design fee credited toward balance, remainder due on pickup date. Contact Mom, but card on file, mine * planner, for efficiency, we have your card for any incidentals day of. I closed the laptop and just sat there. The basil looked tired. So did I. I went to work because that's what I do. I counted boxes. I answered, did pallet 48 arrive, with, we're still short 3. I ate a banana in the break room and pretended it was fuel. At lunch, my phone buzzed. Mom! We're so grateful you handled the deposits. We kept things tiny, but there were a few upgrades. We'll need to clear balances this week. Venue, flowers, bar, etc. You can put them on your card and we'll reimburse after the holidays. After the holidays, that phrase that means, after you stop asking me. I wasn't invited. Mom, don't start. Nina, don't make this about you. Mark, my new brother-in-law, texted from an unknown number. Hey, man. Really appreciate all you did. We were going for a vibe. Hope you understand. Send me your Venmo for like drinks or something. Like drinks or something, a tip for my own exclusion. I laughed in the break room, a raw, humorless sound, and the guy from returns asked if I was okay. Family thing, I said, and he nodded like that's a full diagnosis. By 3 p.m., the planner emailed a friendly bomb. Subject, final payments, Nina and Mark. Bullet points in bold. Asterisk venue balance, $9,900. Asterisk florals balance, $2,150. Asterisk bar extension, mid-reception add-on, $1,280. Asterisk photography balance, $2,300. As we have your card on file, we will process by 10 a.m. tomorrow unless otherwise instructed. There it was. A clock. My card, being used like a family ATM. I went home, sat in the quiet you get when your brain is loud, and stared at the whiteboard. In the corner, in small letters, I'd written, Condo Fund, $47,800. With a date I hoped to hit next spring. I pictured that number dropping, draining, for a party I didn't attend. I felt something very small in me stand up. Something quiet and fierce. I checked my budget, because that's my first language. Take home, $2,740 a month. Rent and utilities, $1,100. Groceries, $220. Insurance, phone, gas, $250. Savings, $900 to the fund. If nothing breaks, what's left covers coffee, socks when the heel rips, the random thing the car decides to do in February. There isn't a line for someone else's $9,900 remaining balance. There isn't a line where I write, wedding I wasn't allowed to see. I thought about all the little times. Leaving work early to wait for a plumber at Nina's place because she couldn't get out of a shift. Missing a movie night because Mom needed me to pick up candles before the store closed. Dad handing me the ladder, because you're tall. In our house, my traits are tools. If I don't hand them over, I'm cold. I boiled pasta I didn't want and ate 3 bites. I tried to read. The words skittered. I slept badly. I woke with a plan, fully formed. Not revenge, not a scene. Just accuracy. Put the money back in their hands. Put my name back in mine. I called out of work, first time in months, and typed a script for myself because I ramble when I'm nervous. Hi, please remove my card from the account. Redirect the invoice to the contracting parties. Any charge after, timestamp, is unauthorized. I practiced the tone in my kitchen, holding the phone to my ear, talking to nobody. I sounded calm. That felt new. I texted Mom, stopping by Sunday at 12 o'clock. Mom, lovely. Bagels? Me, sure. I wrote Sunday folder on an index card and clipped it to my keys. I slept better. Sunday, noon. My parents' house. Mom loves a sundae. She calls bagels a spread and arranges fruit like it has to pass inspection. I parked down the street to give myself 10 extra steps to breathe. When I walked in, the house smelled like a florist learned to cook. Leftover wedding bouquets in vases on every surface. A card on the mantel, in glitter, to the bride and groom. A stack of favors, tiny jars of honey labeled N&M, sweetest day. I stood there and felt nothing for the honey. Mom kissed the air near my cheek. You look tired, she said, which is her version of, please be pliable. Dad said, help me move the table to the patio, without waiting for me to answer. Nina strolled in, wearing a sweatshirt that said, wifey. She glowed. She gave me a nod, the way you nod to someone you recognize from a waiting room. Hey, she said. Hey, I said. We sat. Bagels, cream cheese, lox fan like someone measured it. Nobody said sorry. Nobody said we should talk. The weather did a lap of the room first. I placed a slim folder on the table. My hands didn't shake. I brought something, I said. Mom's smile wobbled. Oh, it's the balances for the wedding, I said. The vendors have been using my card. That stops today. I've asked them to invoice you. Mom blinked like I turned the TV off mid-sentence. Don't be dramatic. Dad frowned. We said we'd reimburse you when I asked. Dad opened his mouth and shut it. Nina said, jaw tight, we literally just got married. Can you not ruin the day? Your day was last week, I said. Today is mine. Mom went sugar over steel. We made it small because we didn't want stress. You don't like crowds. We spared you. It's personal, I said calmly. Because you told me I didn't matter enough to be there, and then you told vendors I mattered enough to fund it. She flinched. Dad studied his coffee like it could offer a script. I slid the folder across. Venue balance due tomorrow. Florist by Wednesday. The bar extension was charged to my card without authorization. I've reversed it. I've frozen the card. If vendors need payment, give them your card. Nina's voice sharpened. You're being petty. I shook my head. No. This isn't about revenge. This is about closure. The room paused. Even the refrigerator took a beat. Mom's eyes filled. Fury dressed as sadness. After everything we've done for you. I kept my voice even. Like handing me tasks and calling it love. Dad slapped his palm on the table. Watch your mouth. Watch your boundaries, I said. Nina laughed, quick and mean. You paid some deposits. Big whoop. Mark's cousin handled the DJ. People contribute. People contribute to events they're invited to, I said. Mom stood so fast her chair scraped. If you walk out now, don't come back for Christmas. I'm not walking out, I said. I'm leaving. Nina threw one more pebble. Fine, we'll pay you later, she said, using air quotes. She thought the shape of her fingers would wound me. Later isn't a date, I said. But okay. Mom followed me into the hallway. Noah, be reasonable. You're making me the bad guy. You made a choice, I said, hand on the doorknob. I'm making mine. She reached for my arm, then let it drop. You're ungrateful. I'm done being invisible, I said. I stepped onto the porch. The day was cold and bright. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. I let it ring. Dad called after me. You'll regret this, like he was ordering. From a menu. I sat in my car and let the heat run until I could feel my fingers. Then I drove home, to the basil plant that might live or die, but would be mine either way. The fallout wasn't an explosion. It was a lot of small sounds. Asterisk 10:08 p.m. Planner, hi, Noah. We saw your note. Can you please provide an alternate card? Reply, use the bride or her mother. Remove my card. Asterisk 1:27 p.m. Venue, remaining balance due tomorrow. Confirming payment method. Reply, not me. Contact mom's email. Remove my card. Asterisk 2:02 p.m. Florist, we have a card ending in 7721 on file. Keep. Reply, that's mine. Remove. Use mom or Nina. Asterisk 2:40 p.m. Bank alert, attempted charge $1,280 premium bar extended. I called the bank, flagged it as unauthorized. Requested a new card. Hold music, a flute that sounded like a hallway. I stayed on the line. I answered 3 security questions and one that felt like a riddle. The rep said, "We'll overnight the replacement." I said, "Thank you," and meant it like oxygen. 3:15 p.m. Mom called. Voicemail, "We are humiliated. You embarrassed us. The venue thinks we're deadbeats." 3:17 p.m. Dad called, "You're acting like a child." 3:22 p.m. Nina texted, "Mark says just pay it and we'll send you like $500 this week." Me, "No. Nina, you're enjoying this." Me, "I'm tired." 4 p.m. I wrote one email to all vendors, CCing Mom and Nina. Subject, billing contact change, Noah removed. Body, effective immediately, remove my card and name from all accounts related to Nina plus Mark's event dated, date. Send all invoices to Mom and Nina. Any charges made to my card after, timestamp, are unauthorized. Noah. Clicking send felt like setting a heavy box on the correct shelf. 5:20 p.m. My aunt texted a Bible verse about forgiveness. I replied, "Thanks, because I don't fight the extended family. I opt out." 7:05 p.m. My neighbor knocked. My package was at her door. "You okay?" she asked, seeing my face. "Family stuff," I said. She nodded like, "That's a weather report." That night, I made a new list. Freeze credit, Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. Remove saved payment from the family Amazon. Change bank passwords. Add alerts, $1. Set voicemail to text preferred. Schedule therapy intake. Buy a bigger pot for the basil. I did the first 4. I booked a Friday 8 a.m. therapy slot a friend recommended. I moved the basil to more light. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb and slept like someone pulled a plug. Monday, the group chat woke up angry. So ungrateful. After everything Mom does. Money isn't everything. You think you're better. I muted it. At 9:12 a.m., the venue emailed. Per your instruction, we've updated billing. Congrats to the couple. I stared at the exclamation point like it had teeth and let it go. At lunch, Eli from work slid into the chair across from me. "You're quiet," he said. "Family stuff," I said. "Vague and ominous," he said, smiling. "Wanna borrow my noise-canceling headphones for your brain?" I told him the clean version. He said, "I'd love a family who calls me petty for not underwriting a party." I laughed once, loud, and felt something unclench. Tuesday, my boss pulled me aside. "You've been on it," she said. "I want you to lead the peak season schedule." It came with a raise, small but real. I swallowed a lump and said, "Thanks." I bought myself decent coffee beans on the way home and didn't apologize to my budget. Wednesday evening, Mom showed up at my building without texting. She buzzed 9 times. The building turned into a sound. I watched through the glass. She held a bakery box, like sugar could fix logistics. I didn't buzz her in. She texted, "Open the door." Me, "Please don't come unannounced." She stood until the box probably got cold. Then she left. Thursday morning, Dad sent a photo of my old baseball glove. Caption, "Do you want this or should I toss it?" Translation, "Come over and make peace." Me, "Keep it." Dad, "You're being dramatic." I let the phone face down without answering. Sometimes, the adult thing is silence. Friday at 8, I sat on a couch that wasn't mine and told a therapist I'd been paying admission to my own family. Saying it out loud made it real in a different way. She nodded. What would it sound like to stop paying? We made a list. It wasn't a magic spell. It was, don't loan money you can't gift. Don't put your name on things you don't control. Don't attend events where you are a prop. Don't explain in no more than once. After, I walked 2 extra blocks just to feel my feet. I bought the basil a bigger pot and dirt that promised well draining, like that's a personality. I repotted it on the balcony and apologized to the plant for the whiplash. Over the weekend, Grandma called. I heard there was noise, she said, careful. I told her the truth, without the mess. They had a wedding without me, I said. I removed my card. She exhaled like a kettle starting. I'm sorry, sweetheart. Come by next week. I made stew. I wrote stew on Tuesday like it was a meeting. Sunday, Mom texted, venue needs a card today. Then, photographer won't release the gallery until paid. Then, florist says the balance is past due. Proof, the system works when I'm not the system. I didn't reply with tips. I didn't jump in. You should call them if anything. A week later, a transfer hit my account from Mom. $250. With the note, start of the payback. I didn't type thank you. I moved it to savings and labeled it door fund, because in my head the condo has a door that doesn't stick and I get to paint it blue if I want. No big apology came. No porch speech. Just fewer pings, more quiet. It felt weird, then normal. 3 weeks in, Nina texted at 10:03 a.m., I hate how this went. You didn't deserve the text I sent. I was being mean. I typed and deleted 5 times. I finally sent, I'm not going to be anyone's wallet anymore. She wrote back, K. Not a reconciliation, not a war. A pause. Work got busy in a way I like. Clear problems, clear fixes. I rewired the pick paths, shaved 6 minutes off a route, watched chaos settle into lines. My boss emailed, nice work. I printed it and stuck it by the whiteboard, because sometimes you need proof that effort matters somewhere. On a Sunday, my neighbor with the package invited me to a potluck. Friendsgiving round 2, she said. Bring whatever. I brought rolls, duct tape, and the screwdriver I keep in my glove box. Their folding table needed a brace. I made one out of a paint stirrer and a prayer. We went around and said one thing we were grateful for. When it was my turn, I said, boundaries. And it sounded like a joke until it didn't. Nobody asked me to explain. On Tuesday, I took Grandma's stew and fixed her cabinet hinge for the 3rd time. It keeps loosening, she said. Things do, I said. She patted my hand. Tighten them again, she said. We watched a game show and made fun of the commercial where a guy proposes with a burger. When I left, she handed me a bag with Tupperware and said, don't forget your containers. Like, that's our love language. A month out, Mom sent $200 for the florist and a separate text, we miss you.